Welcome to your very gentle, deep stretch yin yoga class to help with relieving sciatica pain. You don't need any props for today's practice, but if you'd like to have a cushion or pillow nearby, I invite you to do so, and we'll get started on our backs. So once you've arrived, you can step the soles of the feet in a little bit closer to the hips. Cross your right ankle over the left knee, and we'll hold on to that right knee with both hands, just gently weighing it down in the direction of your left shoulder. So going in a little bit of a diagonal here. And the lower back stays flat into the mat. I invite you to close the eyes here and start tuning in to your breath. Letting the inhales and exhales flow deeply and slowly through the nose. And if you are new to the practice of yin yoga, we do hold the postures for a few minutes, really giving the body and the tissues the time they need to release and relax in a gentler way than in traditional forms of exercise. So you might simply notice what comes up for you, physical sensations, mental observations. Just allow the pose to work its magic here as you breathe. You're doing wonderfully. Let's take 5 more deep breaths here. And then you can gently release that knee, transfer the hands behind the right thigh, flex the right foot and very gently kick it up towards the ceiling, and then release. So we're just extending through the leg and releasing slowly a few times. No need for the leg to go completely straight. And then you can softly set that right foot down to your mat, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle over right knee, and the hands will help that left knee towards your right shoulder. So we're not looking to pull or force the knee in any way. The hands are just there to add that little bit of extra weight, inviting the muscles to be soft. And one of the best things we can do to help relieve sciatica pain is to really create space in the lower back, removing adhesions. Sciatica being very common in people who suffer from lower back pain. So thank yourself for turning up today, and simply hold the pose. If you find that after some time in this pose, the body feels like it may release a little further, perhaps allow that knee to come in towards the right shoulder just that little bit more, you might do so now. Once again, we'll transfer the hands behind the left thigh, flexing through the left foot, kicking it up towards the ceiling, and then releasing a few times, rebounding from that long hold. And then setting that left foot back down on the mat. We'll roll over to one side so that we can all meet in a seated posture, taking your time to get there. Once you've arrived, you can extend the right leg out towards the side, sole of the left foot towards the inner thigh. We'll take a side body lean here, so placing your right hand anywhere on top of or right beside that extended leg. You could place the left hand down on the left knee, weighing it down towards the earth. And just let the upper body melt over towards that leg. So creating an opening here on the left side of your lower back. And once again, you might like to close the eyes, tune back into your breath. If you're unsure what to do in these long hold postures, I always find that counting the breaths can be a nice way to pass the time and reflect. You might even look to make your exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. And if you'd like to intensify this posture, you do have the option of lifting that left arm up and overhead, creating more of an opening through the entire left side of the body. If that feels like too much for today, you can always keep it resting on the left knee. You can place that left hand down in front of you. Shift your way back up, and we'll bring the soles of the feet together and knees out wide for butterfly. Just waving the knees up and down a few times, letting go of that posture. Once you're ready, extending the left leg out, sole of the right foot to the inner thigh. And same thing, left hand can rest anywhere on top of that leg or perhaps just inside of it. Right hand weighs down the right knee. Keeping the shoulders really relaxed. Left ear falling towards left shoulder. No tension at all in the upper body. Releasing any effort in the face, the jaw, the hands. Stay with the pose. Stay with your breath. If you did so on the other side, you might like to experiment with taking that right arm up and overhead now. Again, just noticing if perhaps that shifts the sensation somewhat in the body. And slowly coming out of the pose, lifting your way back up to a tall seat, returning to butterfly for a moment, waving the knees up and down just slightly. And releasing that movement, we'll shift now towards an all fours position to lift your way up into a standing forward fold. So keeping the knees generously bent here, and the fingertips might be on the mat. You might instead hold on to opposite elbows. Again, noticing where you feel this. You might like to rock a little bit from side to side just to help you find the pose before eventually coming to stillness. Again, returning to your breath. Noticing what comes up. And letting it go. And once again, we'll take about 5 more deep breaths in and out here. This is a wonderful posture to relieve pressure on that sciatic nerve. And if you were holding your elbows, you could release fingertips to the mat now. Slowly lowering down one knee and then the other. Finding your way to all fours, hips above the knees. We'll just take some tilts of the pelvis here. So just rocking the tailbone up and down, just very slight movements here. Not a full cat-cow, just a little rocking of the lower back. Squeezing and releasing through the glutes. Releasing that movement. We'll return to a seated position now. Coming back to butterfly, but a slight variation. So shift your right foot just in front of your left. Knees are still out wide. And then twist the upper body towards the right. So the left hand might hold on to the right knee or anywhere on that leg. The left hand is supporting you, behind you. Crown of the head is up tall. Observe whether deepening your exhale might invite a little bit more space for the twist. But again, not forcing, not chasing sensation. Just noting what you find. Bringing the upper body back to center, soles of the feet together now. Squeeze the glutes, just pick your hips up off the floor. Just holding here just for a couple of breaths to release. Supporting yourself on both hands behind you. And then set the hips back down, very nice. We'll shift just slightly so that the left foot comes directly in front of the right. And the right hand will hold on to that left leg. You're welcome to slide a pillow underneath the hips if that seems more comfortable for today. Otherwise, perhaps noticing if this side feels any different from the first. Evening them out now by holding here and staying with the breath. Let's release back to center, soles of the feet finding each other once again, squeezing the glutes to lift the hips up. Feeling a gentle opening through those inner thighs. And on your next exhale, sitting the hips back down, coming to any seated pose that is comfortable for you. Resting the hands on the legs, closing the eyes. Taking a few more final deep breaths to observe how the body and mind are feeling. And I thank you for joining me. I very much hope that this practice has brought you some relief as we bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart, thanking yourself for showing up. I would also recommend that you join my 3-day series for lower back pain, completely free, and that will be the first link in the description box below this video if you'd like to join in. I hope to practice with you again very soon. Have a wonderful day.